Hello everyone, it's Adirunke again. I hope your day is going well. Today I'd like to translate another Afro-Cuban song for you. And the title of this one is Komarita Diddé Oshún, ṣẹkẹ. I'm pretty sure that some people will be familiar with it just by seeing the title. Just so that you hear the rhythm, I'm going to play the altered audio and then translate it from Lukumi to Yorùbá, which is one and the same except that the pronunciation and the spelling of words differ. And then I will give you the English translation and we can discuss what the general theme of the song is, what the song is saying essentially. Yèyé Komarita Diddé Oshún, ṣẹkẹ, 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 Komarita yèyé lábẹ́ Oshún. That is what it sounds like in the Lukumi version, but I'm going to change that to Yoruba a little bit. Yèyé Komarita Diddé Oshún, ṣẹkẹ, 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 Komarita yèyé lábẹ́ Oshún. The original dialect may have been from Osun State was the first thing that I noticed, because if it was maybe Oyo or something, yèyé lábẹ́ Oshún would not be correct. Mother under Oshún, that doesn't make any sense. So that was my first inclination for, wait a minute, this is a different dialect from the Oyo dialect that I speak more often and that I teach. This is different. This sounds like it's, if it's not Ijesha, it's Ijesha-esque. It's from that area. I'm certain that whatever ancestor composed the song, whether the song was actually composed, because I've never heard it in Nigeria, so whether the song was actually composed within Nigeria and then taken to Cuba, or it was composed in Cuba, whoever the composer was would have come from this part of present-day Nigeria, this region, as opposed to this one. The Oyo dialect has become the general one, so to say, the more common one. It's not necessarily the standard, but it's more common for several reasons, especially because the person who translated the English Bible to Yoruba and created the first Yoruba to English dictionary and so on was from this area, Samuel Ajayi Crowther. Komarita Diddé Oshún, ṣẹkẹ, ṣẹkẹ, Komarita yèyé lábẹ́ Oshún. So it's from this area. If it wasn't and if it was from here, it would be lọ́bẹ́ Oshún, but it's lábẹ́ Oshún, because they say la gbómi wá, la jábúrò rẹ̀, la jẹun, as opposed to lọ jẹun, go and eat, go and sleep, go and wake your younger sibling. It's probably Ijesha, because Oshun herself has ties to Ijesha. She has ancestry. The human incarnation of Oshun has ties to Ijesha. That's why we say Ìyá Ìjẹ̀ṣà pẹ̀lẹ́ o alóyin lóhùn. If it was Ijesha, or more accurately Ijesha, because within that dialect they pronounce words that typically have the E, not I, what looks like the I in English, the E sound. They pronounce those words with U, what looks like the U. Then the original lyrics would have been something like this: Komarita Diddé Oshún, ṣẹkẹ, ṣẹkẹ, Komarita yèyé lábẹ́ Oshún. I'm not even saying it with the proper Ijesha tone. Komarita Diddé Oshún. No, that's probably not what it is, but that's probably closer than my first attempt. Komarita Diddé Oshún, ṣẹkẹ, ṣẹkẹ, Komarita yèyé, Komarita yèyé lábẹ́ Oshún. I can understand Ijesha, but I can't speak it that well without making myself laugh. And I'm from Osun State, by the way. Igbajo, I'm from Igbajo. Igbajo is closer. We don't do the E-U thing. I think the Ife people do the U thing as well. Ufe, I think so. So this is what the words would be if it was Ijesha. In the Oyo dialect, anyway, that most of us are familiar with, it would be this. Komarita Diddé Oshún, ṣẹkẹ. Komarita yèyé lọ́bẹ̀ Oshún. Oyo Ibadan-esque would be written and pronounced like this. Komarita Diddé Oshún, ṣẹkẹ. Komarita yèyé lọ́bẹ̀ Oshún. Maybe in the future, because I've been focusing on the more common Oyo dialect, which if you can speak and understand well, you probably understand 99% of what anybody says in, well, except they use certain words that are native to that region. You understand what is being said. You know, that if even the Ijebu dialect, you can perfectly understand what they're saying. You may not be able to speak it, but you would understand. Perhaps I would in the future have people who speak all this many different Ondo, Ekiti, Ijesha, Igbajo, Ufe, which is similar to the previous two that I mentioned. You don't have to speak every dialect. It's not necessary, but just so that you can, just the differences between and among those dialects, perhaps we can do in the future. After I've covered a few more pressing things, then I will probably ask people to speak those dialects and then try to compare and contrast. In the Ijesha-esque dialect, it would be Komarita Diddé Oshún, ṣẹkẹ. Komarita yèyé lábẹ́ Ọ̀ṣun. And in the Oyo dialect, it would be Komarita Diddé Oshún, ṣẹkẹ. Komarita yèyé lọ́bẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun. If you extend the words, because they are combinations, Rídà is a combination, Ko is a combination. You know, so if you expand it, it would be Kí o má rí Ìdà Diddé Oshún, ṣẹkẹ. Kí o má rí Ìdà yèyé lábẹ́ Ọ̀ṣun. And in the Oyo dialect, it would be Kí o má rí Ìdà Diddé Oshún, ṣẹkẹ. Kí o má rí Ìdà yèyé lọ́bẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun. Let's transliterate first. Ki is so that, or in this dialect, if it was Ijesha, then the Ida would be Uda. So that's another thing. If it was Ijesha, then this would be Uda. But anyway, it's probably, let's just say it's Ijesha-esque. So that Ki, or is you, Ma is do not, Ri is see, Ida is sword, Ide is brass, and then Oshun. Ṣẹkẹ is chain, and it's onomatopoeic. The way, because that's the sound that chains make. Ṣẹkẹ is how we describe chain. And then Kio, so that you, Ma, do not, Ri, see, Ida, the sword, yèyé, mother, La is go, Be is beg or appease, then Oshun. In the Oyo dialect, it would be the same thing. So that, Kio, so that you, Ma, do not, Ri, see, Ida, the sword, Ide, brass, Oshun, ṣẹkẹ, chain, Ki o má rí Ida, so that you do not see the sword, yèyé, mother, Lo, as opposed to La, go, Be, appease, and then Oshun. So when you put those words together, it would be so that you do not see the brass sword of Oshun. And the chain there would be the interlude. So to say, ṣẹkẹ, Komarita yèyé lábẹ́ Ọ̀ṣun. So this would be the interlude. This is like, I'm making the sentence, it's not yet finished, and then the interlude, and then the full sentence. Komarita Diddé Oshún, ṣẹkẹ, Komarita yèyé lábẹ́ Ọ̀ṣun. Komarita Diddé Oshún, ṣẹkẹ, ṣẹkẹ 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 Komarita Diddé Oshún. It loses then the music has to change with it slightly. Anyway, but this is the transliteration. Komarita Diddé Oshún ṣẹkẹ 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 Komarita Diddé Oshún. That would probably be closer to what the original sounded like. Yèyé ni Komarita Diddé Oshún ṣẹkẹ 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 Komarita Diddé Oshún. But that's probably it. So needless to say, the song is a warning. I don't know the context. Again, I've never heard it in Nigeria, so I can't say for certain that the song was already existed in Nigeria and then our ancestors sort of took it with them to Cuba, or it was after they got to Cuba that this Ijesha, or probably somebody from that area, not necessarily from that from Osun State, present day Osun State area, perhaps it was after that they composed it. There are some songs that made it over there that we don't really sing as much just because we've composed more, and there are some songs that our ancestors that were in Cuba didn't know that we were already singing in present day Nigeria. So the song is a warning. I don't know the context. I don't know why it was composed, which is pretty interesting because there are not many Afro-Cuban songs like it. Especially for Oshun, the songs and the dances are typically, oh, mother, she's sweet, she's this. But there's this aspect of her that is being addressed in this song that is pretty interesting and uncommon. You can even tell from the tone that it's somewhat more serious than usual. So I don't know who the composer was talking to or why they are. If anybody has any idea, please let me know. It's pretty interesting and it's pretty eye-opening because I feel like some of the dances that are done to this song, some of the dances that I've seen don't necessarily match the tone of this song. It's typically like a woman holding a mirror and staring at herself, and I suppose that's just because the dancer didn't know what the song meant before dancing to it all. But it has a different tone for sure. So it's a warning. So I don't know if it's an everyday song too. It's interesting. So I'm going to leave it at that. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. And I'll see you in the next one. Enjoy the rest of your day and bye for now.